All right, so this is the 2021, I guess, because I put 2020 on last year's one when I put it on Canvas. So I'll say this is the 2021 demo of the Build a Wand workshop. So again, reviewing what we're asking. I'll have to fix this formatting issue. So we're simply just trying to do something creative, make a wand. As a reminder, in the Maya 4 notes, we went over the platonic solids in case you hadn't gone over those yourself. Noticing just seeing them in the polygon toolbar. So in that, and we're doing soft select, and then focusing on how we can use pivot points. So that was the major takeaway from Maya 4. So we have our tripod, our trifecta of things, our basic tools, move, scale, rotate. We have our extrude, we have insert edge loop, and now on top of all of that, we have now ways to use the pivot points differently to affect the things that we do with those tools. So all I'm really asking for your design is that it should be I should be clearly able to see that there's some kind of like hilt area, grip type area. Where's the person going to hold this thing? And then it says a wand shaft with a tapered tip. That's sort of flexible. Whatever shape you want to make your wand is mostly fine. It's just, that's my catch-all of, I don't want dagger wands. I don't want you to just take a cone and scale the bottom of it down to a point, and so that it becomes big, long, pointy cone. That doesn't fly. So these are, the bottom things are just things to consider as you try and plot and plan. Have you looked at the complex primitives? There might be some interesting stuff in there that might influence your designs. Again, your theme, your choice. So maybe you're doing a sci-fi wand and you're like, I want to see what I can do with these gear pieces. So did you edit the default object settings? So that's what I'm talking about. Go and look. Oh, I should increase the length of the gear things or whatever. Decrease the number of cogs in the gear. Can you extrude faces, edges, vertices to make a cool design? And a reminder about keep faces together on and off. Might be a cool time to check out some of that. Let's see. Do you need more edge loops? Should you sculpt or soft select? So again, if you're doing something kind of organic, maybe soft select might be for you. I mean, certainly if you're doing something hard surface, soft select might be helpful to you too. Your mileage may vary. So again, these are jumping off points for you to just sort of think about, what am I doing? What am I trying to make? So let's hop into it. All right, I got nothing here. So again, our basic parameters are that we got to have like a handle, and we got to have just a tip that isn't a dagger. So, what kind of theme do I want to go for on this one? What's something unique? Looking out in my room. I'll do like maybe I'll do like an avatar wand, but I don't know how I could do that. Still does not work, mydusd.org. So okay, I'll talk to you about that in a sec. Alright, how do I want to do like an avatar wand? Here, let me just pause this recording. Okay, after pensive thought, I decided that instead of sitting here trying to think of exactly what I want to do to represent Avatar, I'm just going to wing it and do sort of like a sci-fi wand. So let's start with I do like starting with the platonic solid, so I'll start with one of these. Now this is an icosahedron, so I think let's see, what's a tetrahedron look like? Nope. Octahedron, that's kind of neat, I might use that. Dodecahedron, and then icosahedron. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna use this. Alright, so we got this sort of like gem looking piece. So maybe we'll have like a power crystal. Maybe that's the... Oh! Kyoshi's War Fan as a wand. A fan wand. Okay. Okay. So let's go with that. So we'll put this off to the side. Maybe we'll use that. So, let's look up Kiyoshi's fans. I don't want to spend terribly too much time on this, but it's mostly just to serve as a starting point. Oh, nice. This person made a 3D model of Kiyoshi's fans. This is where you're headed, folks, to greatness. Whenever I see stuff like this, it makes me want to brush off Maya and set up a 4-day render like this again. Alright, these are cool. Okay. Alright, so let's start with the handle, I guess. So these all just sort of taper together. Whoops. These all just sort of taper together into the fan piece. Okay. So we're going to need to create some kind of handle. So in my case, I think I'm going to start with a cylinder. And I'm going to increase my subdivision's height a bunch. 13 seems a bit much. 13's fine, probably. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, I'm going to scale this out, give it some space. Switch into edge mode. And I'm going to select here and here and here. Soft select is on. Piper, by the way. Respect for the idea. Thank you for that. Whoops. Hold B and left click. So I'm holding B and left click, and that's changing my fall off radius. So now you can see I have yellow here, but then red on these ones here. So now if I scale these in, the problem is that I don't want an odd number. Okay. So let's, before I do anything then, let's just fix that. Okay. So what? We had this one, this one, this one. Here, I think. Was every third one? Oh, there we go. That's what we're about. B. I think I gotta turn my soft select radius down again. Alright, there we go. Alright, cool. So you can see I used my soft select, I scaled in a little bit, and then I just stretched it back out vertically just to account for some of that. So now I have this sort of tapered handle here. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to grab myself a helix. And essentially what I'm going to do, go to my primitive settings. And I'm going to, I think 4 coils. Give it an extra one. So the width, definitely, oh, not the width, the radius, excuse me. Turn down the radius of these coils. Oh, not that much though. Okay, that seems fine. And the height, so I want to condense the height of this. I'm going to increase my width. So I'll bring this up. So I got like this coil here. And then, let's see. Let me go back to this. There's not really anything special about this, so... Oh, you know what? Sokka, Water Tribe, weapons. This thing. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's Sokka's club. Okay. Yeah, we can do like a little design like that on the bottom. That might be cool. Okay. So, Sokka's club. That's a good picture. Someone made this. Nice. So I'm gonna take a cube here, and I'm gonna just go into my side view. All right, so I'm gonna make the sort of like this portion of it. So I'll subdivide it 5 times, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to insert edge loop, multiple edge loops, and I'll set this to 5, and we'll do that. Oh, turn my soft select off with B, and I'm going to reset my tool. Alright, so I have these. Oh, you know what? And now, so I have my tool reset. So let me add an edge here and an edge here. And let's see. Edge this way too. Oh no, we have this. Okay. So if I go into vertex mode, whoops, not this. There we go. So I'm gonna make this part, and then I'll worry about the sphere part. So I grab this. Oops. So then I just want to increase subdivisions this way. So you might be looking at this like, okay, why'd you do that? And it's like, well, now I just do this. I can create a much more natural curve this way instead of adding all of my edge loops at one time. So this one's more or less right in the middle. Go ahead and add another edge loop here. Switch to vertex selection mode. Switch to select tool, grab that, move tool. Now I got this nice slick taper here. Then it's flat here. I'll do the sphere part actually doesn't even matter honestly, because I'm just gonna put a circle, a sphere on it. So now I need to do this part. So this part does sort of taper in and then come back out. So I'm gonna grab these, maybe not this. Oops. No, I guess that's fine. So then we'll deselect there, deselect there. And so you can see I have these all selected. I'm just deselecting them as I move them each all together a little bit, deselect the one I don't want to move anymore. So now you can see I have this sort of subtle taper on the backside now. And then I want to make this part. So I'm going to select these faces, deselect across like this, leaving me the faces that are on the outside here. So again, I select like this, deselect like this. And then now I can extrude. Alright, cool. And then same thing basically, we grab these verts. Oops. Oh, and I need to blunt that side too. Okay. Cool. Okay. Neat. And then I just need to grab this face here, extrude that. Well, let's just do this for now. So I gotta fix this taper. Okay, so let's fix that curve real quick. Insert edge loop. And so, grab this here. Grab this here. Whoops, not there. Whoops. I'm putting all this effort into a part that I just decided to add on a whim. Nice. Okay, I'm just gonna stop because I have a problem. Alright. Alright. Do that. And so, I want to taper this. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it's not sharp. Okay. Well, it's still a little too thick anyway. Alright, cool. Rotate this. -90. Alright, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my pivot point onto this just to make it easier for me to move things around. So I'm going to snap my pivot point up here, holding D for edit pivot point and holding V for snap to vertex, and let go. So now it's snapped there. Take this and just snap it down here. Okay. So let's see, there's that point in the center there, which is probably where I'm going to snap to. So what I can do to make my life a lot easier is add an edge loop. Now what I'm going to do is multiple edge loops set to 1. So this is mesh tools, insert edge loop, hit my tool settings. I'm using my multiple edge loop set to 1 option, and when I click this way and this way, it's going to perfectly bisect both of those edges there. And so that's going to give me a point directly in the center of this face, which I will now use. Now hold on, reset my tool because I am conscientious about my tool usage in the future. Okay, so go back to object mode this time, move tool, and now I can pivot point in the center. So again, holding D down and holding V for snap pivot. So now I'm just holding V, snap this to the center here. Alright, cool. So I'll scale this up and thin it down. Alright, so now I'm gonna take this face and grow my selection quite a bit. So I'm using Shift and Caret. The multiple edge loop tool is the under the tool settings. So you go to Mesh Tools, and then Insert Edge Loop tool, hit the tool settings, and then you'll be able to toggle it on here. And then you just change that number here. Oh, okay. Let me go back to face mode. No. Oh, I lost my selection. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to select a bunch of this coil. I'm going to select like a third of it-ish. Soft select. Turn my soft select radius down. And now what I'm going to do is scale. Oh, what the? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll just go big, I guess. All right, cool. cool. Do that again. Alright. It's not perfect, but it's there. Got that on there. Here's Sokka's sphere. Okay. Can you not add edge loops? So cones, because they are triangles on the faces, yeah. The face on the bottom of a cone is an engon, which is a fancy way of saying it is a face with more than 4 sides. And then, so the triangles are, or the cone has a bunch of triangles that go around it, and triangles are also not quadrilaterals, so nothing about the cone can be edge looped. What you can do is if you select the bottom or the top of, if you select the faces that make up the cone part or the face on the bottom of a cone, and you can extrude it, and that will add quadrilateral faces and quote-unquote add an edge loop. Okay, so then this was supposed to be a fan, so now I need, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So now we got all, whoops, soft select off, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm going to select this. So I'm doing it this way because I know the advanced, actual, legit way to do the selection that I'm about to do, but you guys need to use what you know. So I selected the loop of faces around the top here, right? So again, shift double click, shift caret to grow my faces. So now I have the top and the side faces, and then I'm just going to deselect this way so I have all the faces on top. Quick way of doing it because you can't do the shift double click thing with the triangles around the top. So that's a shortcut way to get the selection unless you do it this way, which we're not going to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to create like a little guard slash. This is going to be where I have the like fan pieces coming in to sit or connect in. And so again, I'm just using a bunch of extrudes here. No secrets, just extrudes. Okay, cool, we'll do that. I think this needs to be up a little more. All right, cool, and then let me create a fan blade. All right, so let's make this nice and thin. So let's go back to our fan picture. So now we're on the main event. So I gotta make these pieces, and then there's the flap for the fan. And then you can see the fan pieces are not just squares. So this is the piece for the wood flat. I think I can afford to make these a little wider. Okay. And then I'm going to duplicate this. So thin this out, I guess. Do this. Do this. And also move it up significantly. So let's see. So it's sort of like tapers out and then in and then out again. So let me get this lined up. Okay. And then widen it a little bit, it looks like. Yes. I need to add an edge loop. 1, 2, 3 edge loops is what I'm going to add. I'm going to add 3 individualized edge loops. So I'll choose my tool settings, reset my tool. Alright, so I need one up here. I need one like sort of where the wood meets, right? Yeah. And then one sort of in the middle. Is that what it is? It's like 2/3 the way to the top. Okay. Okay, so this one I taper in, right? Yeah, this one gets tapered in pretty significantly, actually. Okay, we do that, and then the base, oops, select this in face mode. This also gets tapered in. All right, cool. And then this is supposed to be blend. Oh no, I don't want a blend. I want a Lambert. No, not a layered shader, Lambert. There we go. All right, so let's find a brown. How deep is this? It's not that deep. Okay, cool. We got that. This I'm gonna use a golden Fong. All right, cool. So I got that. I'm not gonna do the symbols. I don't have time for that. Okay, cool. Go ahead and mesh and combine this bad boy. And we'll go ahead and do the same thing I did on that other piece. So I'm gonna add an edge loop, multiple edge loops set to 1. Click and click. And now I have a point right here that I can set my pivot point to. Make things easy for me. So I will hold D and V. Snap it down here. I'm gonna hit F to refocus my camera. F. There we go. DV. Flat. Cool. And then I will go ahead and snap this up here. Now I'm just gonna push this to here. Let's take a cylinder. And I'm gonna need a, whoops, let's rotate this 90 degrees on the Z. So let's type that in. Let's thin this down significantly and stretch this out. All right. Yoink. Scale this in. Yes. Give me 1 second to finish up what I'm doing here. Then we'll come up here. There we go. All right, cool. We got that. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and duplicate this. Alright, so if you look at this, I'm pretty much at the axis of symmetry. So I'm just going to take these 6 objects. I'm going to duplicate them, group them, and this is the x-axis, so I will just invert them. -1 on the x-axis, and now I have my 12 fan blades. And so you might be saying, okay, that's like cool, I guess, Mr. Meyer. Yeah, well. Oh, they will go out. Okay, well, I didn't think that far ahead. Okay, well, that's no big deal. So, to answer a question that someone had, Actually, it won't really work with what I was trying to do. I'm just going to leave it here because I don't want to go through trying to fix all of this and confuse you all. We'll just pretend it's not clipping. But yeah, everything folds. Okay, my spacing's a little off there towards the end, but... Or is it off towards the beginning? Who knows? But there we go. So, just be creative. Use your new stuff.